A snapshot of Sudbury today illustrates some surprising contrasts. Historic homes line the town's main streets. Outside the town center, there are well-planned, modern neighborhood developments. Shopping is popular on Route 20, where large and small stores cater to every customer's desire. When the business district is bustling with shoppers, a change of pace is only moments away. Sudbury has many types of open space: meadows, forests, wetlands, and guarded wildlife habitats. A stop at Longfellow's Wayside Inn gives visitors the chance to tour its charming grist mill and the graceful Martha Mary Chapel. Sudbury's appearance is a testament to concerned, thoughtful planning by its citizens throughout its 364-year history. The town's first settlers passed on to their descendants the importance of preserving the town's many unique features. Because of this, Sudbury has evolved into a community where families settle and grow, seniors enjoy their retirement years, and citizens work together so that this is truly a place with something for everyone. A look around town gives one a feeling of times long ago. Historic markers throughout Sudbury bring pictures of past battles and events to mind. Citizen activism has had local and national impact since the mid-1600s. Sudbury fought for the colony's freedom during the Revolutionary War, and the spirit of colonial Sudbury is captured on town holidays when reenactments of famous battle scenes come to life. The annual 4th of July parade and colonial muster also recall these long-ago days. The Civil War monument in front of Goodnow Library recalls Sudbury's abolitionist stand against slavery, as well as activism in the Underground Railroad. Sudbury has remained committed to the way things should be. In the past, citizens have said no to Henry Ford's attempts to industrialize, to the international community's efforts to place the United Nations headquarters here, and to Boston Edison's plan to crisscross open space with above-ground power lines. Other, less publicized examples of citizen initiatives include the construction of the Sudbury Methodist Church, completed in 1963. It was paid for and built entirely by its parishioners. Kid Space, an open design community playground, was built behind the Peter Noyes School in 1986. 1,500 volunteers and Fort Devon's 39th Engineer Battalion worked together to complete the project in 5 days. We asked town historian Kurt Garfield for his thoughts on community activism.
It's a town where after you've lived here for a year or so, it's like you've been here forever, and you don't tell anybody you might come from Framingham later or wherever you come. You always seem to come from Sudbury, and it starts with the kids, with the people that volunteering with Scouts and with Little League and with all these little things. They instill this togetherness thing to the kids. And I know when I was running Scouts, I had the Explorers, which is the high school and college age kids. And they'd fight like crazy amongst themselves, but if somebody challenged Sudbury or challenged one of them, they'd stick together like glue. And they've grown up and they've gone to different places. I see them all the time on the internet, and they always retain this fondness for Sudbury and things that go on in Sudbury.
Senior citizens enrich the life of a town with years of experience living, working, and participating in important projects. Sudbury provides a wealth of services and resources for seniors. The Sudbury Senior Center is always bustling with activities, programs, and special events organized by dedicated volunteers. Ruth Grizel, Director of the Council on Aging, speaks about the tremendous impact senior programs can have.
I'd like to read a letter that we received recently from a very, very grateful daughter of a woman who passed away earlier in the year. And it really, I think, expresses what volunteers do for frail elders living in Sudbury. You were there for her every day until she passed away in March. You helped to find what programs were available to Mom, to help her with cleaning and grocery shopping. You brought a hot meal every lunchtime, along with a friendly face, a cheery greeting and smile, and called Mom each morning to say hello and to make sure everything was okay. You also raked her leaves in the fall, hung curtains for her, changed light bulbs that she couldn't reach, put the plastic on her patio screens in the fall, took it off in the spring, and many other odds and ends. You were truly her life support system on a daily basis. Diane and I couldn't always be there, but the senior center was, always. I am so very grateful to you. Without our volunteers, this couldn't have happened, and I'd like to add that we have 253 volunteers on our rolls, and I thank every one of them.
Just as the elderly provide rich experience and depth to the life of a community, its youth bring energy and promise to its future. The youth coordinator and teen center director work with an army of parent volunteers to put together dances, theme parties, and other fun social programs. Talk to most parents of school-age children, and they'll tell you that one of their busiest activities is getting their youngsters to and from sporting activities, practices, and games. The recreation department and the schools offer almost every type of sport, and parent volunteers are ever present on the fields and behind the scenes while games are being played. Peter Buxton, a longtime advocate of youth sports programs, talks about the importance of parental involvement.
They are the majority force in coaches in the town sports. For example, 3,500 people will be playing on the playing fields this spring, and most of those people, most of the coaches, will be parents coaching their youngsters. So it's a tremendous impact.
PTOs and parent volunteers are the lifeblood of school programs. Their fundraising efforts and tireless work bring new curriculum programs and other enrichment activities to all grade levels. Bridges, a highly successful and acclaimed project, is an intergenerational mentoring program provided by over 200 Sudbury seniors for elementary students. Seniors visit classrooms and bring planned discussions and sharing sessions designed to promote common ground and understanding. At Lincoln Sudbury High School, student volunteers help teachers run the White House preschool. Most are considering careers in early childhood education. We talked with Lincoln Sudbury Superintendent Dr. John Ritchie about community projects at the high school.
Community service has always been a very, very important priority here at Lincoln Sudbury, I think throughout its 40-year history. And we certainly encourage our students to be actively involved in their community, and they really rise to that expectation. In a formal way, we do have a community service requirement here that requires each student to commit a certain number of hours in order to graduate, and I think by and large kids do this not only gladly and happily but willingly and learn a lot from it. So I think that this school certainly encourages having kids give back, and I must say it's a two-way street because we have been the benefit of a tremendous amount of community service that's come our way, which I just think is one of the great things about the school and the community.
Town government works with organizations and ensures that Sudbury functions efficiently and effectively. The Board of Selectmen and over 50 other committees, all volunteers, oversee many town initiatives like planning and development, recreation, historic preservation, and conservation, to name some important areas. Town Manager Maureen Valente speaks about the importance of volunteers in town government.
One of the things that makes Sudbury so extraordinary is the role of volunteers in our town government, and that's critical to the self-democracy that we have here, and we're so extraordinarily blessed to have them. There's so many different kinds of committees. We have the policy committees, your Board of Selectmen, school committee members, etc. The extraordinary amount of time that they devote after hours and again week in and week out make Sudbury part of what it is. There are work committees, those kind of committees. The Sudbury Day Committee, new one, is part of that, and the September 11th Memorial Committee. They just work very hard to put on special events and special activities and opportunities here in the town. Study committees, there's ad hoc committees that are appointed by the board when we need to know what residents are thinking. A new Blue Ribbon Committee has just been formed to look at site selection for affordable housing that we'll be giving out more information on as we come up. All of these take time and effort from our residents to volunteer because they're committed to making Sudbury a better place. I'm fortunate to be a town manager in a town that has this level of dedication and volunteerism. I value it every day, and I thank every member of the community who volunteers their time and efforts, trying to give their ideas to help make Sudbury a better place to live, better place to work, raise families, and just be in on a day in and day out basis. My gratitude to all of them.
Citizens have a history of coming together to make things happen in Sudbury. At the forefront of this great number of volunteers is a well-known couple who have spent over 43 years in Sudbury doing whatever needs to be done. Clay and June Allen live, work, and volunteer in this town that they love and call home. We asked Clay and June what has motivated their super volunteerism.
Because we've lived here so long, we feel we're the generation that should help take care of the town.
A lot of the things we do not associated necessarily with the committee, but we see something that needs to be done, and we do it.
A lot of open land. In fact, when we moved here, this was the only roads that were paved were the main ones, Concord Road, Route 27. All the little side roads were still dirt roads.
The super volunteer,
Yeah,
that's what
well, I don't
makes it.
think anything super about us. It's just work. It's all it's things we like to do,
It's fun.
things we could do. It was within our capabilities to do these things, so we did them.
Because we had a jack of all trades here, so how we could do this.
Yeah.
Take a walk through your town now that you have seen this video. Youth sports teams are out on the fields. Parents and children discover the toddler park together. Ask your kids about things in school that capture their imaginations. Delight in beautiful open spaces, island planters filled with lovely flowers, and homes filled with history. Enjoy our town events, our holiday parades, and colonial celebrations. Think about our volunteers, young and old, in a new light. Step forward and thank a volunteer, even become one yourself. Throughout this presentation, we have highlighted the tremendous spirit of volunteers in Sudbury. We wish to salute and to thank each of you for your tireless work and countless hours, all for the sake of a beautiful town we proudly call home.